Sorry about that. We got cut off in mid-problem, so we're going to go ahead and finish this problem. I can't remember exactly what I said before it got cut off, so excuse my repetition here. Here's the problem. We're discussing the fact that we cannot factor with the sines and the cosines both in there. So we're going to take out this cosine squared and replace it with 1 minus sine squared. So we'll have sine minus 1 minus sine squared. Note the parentheses. That is a quantity. I am subtracting it, so I do need to put it in parentheses. So now I'll distribute my negative, and I have sine minus 1 plus sine squared minus 1. Do keep in mind, kids, that anytime you find a cosine squared, you may replace it with 1 minus sine squared. You don't always want to do that, but you certainly can do that anytime you want, and certainly in this case we want to do that because we don't want cosines and sines in the same problem. You might be saying to yourself, why don't you replace the sign? We can't replace the sign. The only way you can replace is if they are squared because you're using the Pythagorean identities. So, here we go. We've replaced it. We've distributed. Let's rearrange. Collect like terms. We have sine squared plus sine minus 2. Now I'm going to try to factor that. Now I can, hopefully, because it's all sines. So I'm going to start with sine in the front and 2 and 1 in the back. And now because that's a negative 2, I know I need one positive and one negative. And I just kind of want to think about this for a minute. I think I'll put the negative here and the positive here. And now I'm going to FOIL it just to make sure I got the right combination. So I'll have sine squared plus 2 sine minus sine minus 2. And indeed, those add up to plus sine, which is what I wanted, so I'm good. This is the factorization for the problem. Now, I know I said a while ago that this would be the last problem, but you know what? Since I had to start a new video anyway, I might as well do another one. So let's do a quick review problem, and that would be number 66. Now, this is a review problem. You already know how to do this, or you should anyhow. This says find all solutions using a calculator where needed. Well, we're definitely going to need a calculator on this problem. It does not give me any kind of directions. So I'm going to make up my own directions because there aren't any here. And I want all of us to kind of end up with the same answer. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's solve for x between 0 and 2 pi. Now that tells me two things. That tells me, first of all, that my window of opportunity for my answers is the entire circle, all the way around. It also tells me that when I answer, I need to be in radians. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my calculator in radians right now, so I'm ready. Now I need the tangent to be a positive 5. So I got to stop and think, where can the tangent be a positive number? Well, you know it could be in quadrant 1 because, gang, in quadrant 1, everything is positive. So you could have a positive sine, tangent, anything in quadrant 1. Now what about quadrant 2? No. The tangent isn't positive here. Remember, tangent is y over x. So if we want that to be positive, it can't happen there, can it? You got a negative and a positive, that won't work. How about here? Yeah, they're both negative. Your x and y are both negative, so we could have an answer down there. What about here? No, got a positive and a negative, that won't work either. So our answers are here. Now I'm going to find this angle right here, so I'm going to go to my calculator, second tangent 5. Remember, I type in second tangent, or second whatever, whenever I'm looking for an angle. And I am looking for an angle, so I'm going to second tangent 5, and it says 1.37. So these angles are 1.37 radians. So what are the answers to the problem then ultimately? Well, this is one of them. 1.37 is one of my answers. The other one is around here in quadrant 3. And how will I find that red angle? I will find that red angle by taking pi plus 1.37. If you use 180, you've got the right idea, but you can't use degrees when you're doing radians. So we'll have to use pi. So pi, plus 1.37 gives me 4.51. And there are the two answers to the problem. Thanks a lot. Hope you had a great week. Hope you have a great weekend. And here's your hug for Friday. I'll see you Monday.